Hey, how about yesterday? Like people found out Elon like closed the Twitter headquarters because like apparently like some of the employees are trying to sabotage him or something.
Is that what happened?
And they're reopening like on the 21st. It reminded me of the Chappelle show when he's pretending to be P. Diddy, and they're making fun of that reality show about like the rappers like becoming the next big rapper. And he's like, I'm shutting down the studio. Like, and he's like, unless y'all go down the east side of Brooklyn and get me a glass of breast milk and a sugar cookie. And he said a picture of a dwarf holding a red balloon. But like, it's funny, they're like, oh, Elon Musk can't even handle Twitter. It's like, y'all don't understand what's going on, do you? It's called, you see this in coaching all the time. See, if you look in the sports world, there's a lot of parallels to the business world, right? Because a lot of times sports is business. But new head coach comes in, like Nick Saban comes in. Guess what? Offensive coordinator is fired. Defense coordinator is fired. Janitors are fired. Cafeteria people are fired. Random person walking around, you're fired. Henchman arbitrarily turning wrench, you're fired. This is what you do. It's called trimming the fat. Everyone's like, oh, Elon Musk can't even handle Twitter. Twitter's going to shut down. Elon Musk lands spaceships backwards on wooden platforms in the Indian Ocean, man. You don't think he can handle an app full of a bunch of people pretending to be other people? Like, or pretending to be something they're not?
You know the only thing better than Elon Musk? Costco Elon Musk, and that's me.
That is you. Still, the best one was the person who said, you look like the first attempt to draw Elon Musk. That's still the best one. But I'll say this. We are going to be the first sports show to have Elon Musk on. I'll look dead in the barrel of the camera. How much you want to bet the first sports show to have Elon Musk? Would you stop petting the Hugh Freeze bobblehead?
Look what we got, guys.
It is 6:34 in the morning.
Guys. Look
okay, let's go ahead and do this. I want to give a big shout out. Number one, my buddy, the video guy, Liberty, Will Reed, good friend of mine, and our friend Hugh Freeze at Liberty absolutely dropped the bag on us yesterday. All right, you can see in the back, we've got a Liberty legit helmet. All right, this isn't some helmet with nothing on the inside. This is a helmet you go strap on in the game and start targeting people, all right, like the FBI. And then he sent us 3 different bobbleheads. Blaine, pick that bobblehead up right there. All right, you see what we got going? Actually really kind of looks like Coach Freeze. Rocking the beard, respect it. Blaine holding it, it all makes sense.
How's my hand?
And he also sent us some great, it is really nice. It is really nice. He sent us some great clothes as well, some long sleeves, some short sleeves. Liberty is dropping the bag on us right now. You know, it makes sense while they're having success. They get it.
They get it.
They get it.
Thank you, Liberty.
Thank you, Liberty.
But when you were talking about Elon Musk coming on, we have Elon on every day. I mean, look at him.
Well, here's the thing. I obviously want to have Elon on because it'd be great for the show, and I think it'd be a funny interview. Just like we want to have Vince Vaughn on, and I think we're gonna get him. But I want to see Cone and Elon Musk in the same room because again, we joke around. Cone looks on like a mixture of Elon Musk and Matt Ryan and 6 other people, or we've never seen Cone and Elon. We didn't know Elon was 6'7". I've never seen you all in the same room. We just want to go ahead and Mythbusters this thing.
Mythbusters.
All right. He walks in. You want to talk about like a meeting?
And we just point at each other.
Like you thought your meeting with who was it that you hugged off in Practical Jokers for like 6 minutes? Was it?
That was Q.
Q. You and Q embrace, like that was an embrace.
I mean, it was just almost like a family reunion.
Yeah, sometimes it makes sense.
It felt like we've hugged before.
Yeah.
Right? And sometimes you just got to come back and get that hug. And if you are, first of all, Booster Club, we're setting it at 3.5 today. All right? You know exactly what I'm talking about, the B word. We're setting it at 3.5.
Yeah, it starts when the log line starts.
Calm down. You're safe. You're trust tree. All right? So if you are a combination of Matt Ryan and Elon Musk, I wonder if you could throw rockets to other planets.
See, now you're thinking, this is why you're here.
I'm up for anything, Blaine.
Save a lot of money.
A lot of money.
Yes.
Still slinging 60 plus.
And I would do it for half of what the other.
Better than John Wofford.
Yeah. I'll do it
that's
for
the
half.
truth.
Disgusting.
SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey says the conference plans to scrap divisions. The Titans beat Aaron Rodgers and the Packers at a freezing Lambeau Field. And we're going to break down the keys to victory for the top college and NFL game matchups this weekend. I'm Jake Crane. It's Flamin' Dragon Friday. Hit subscribe. Let's breathe some fire, people. SEC commissioner and the most influential man in college football right now, Greg Sankey, said that the Southeastern Conference is leaning towards scratching the division model of having teams split into the East and the West once Texas and Oklahoma join the league in a couple seasons, or maybe next year, who knows. And we've seen conferences like the Pac-12 and others do this. Big 12 doesn't have divisions anymore as well, and it is exactly the right move. In my opinion, the whole point of scheduling in a conference is to have each team play each other home and away during the course of a college career. And this is one step closer to achieving that. Also, the geography of how the SEC is split divisions makes absolutely no sense. You don't have to be Christopher Columbus or Magellan to figure out that Auburn and Alabama don't need to be in the West, or that Missouri and Texas A&M don't need to be in the East. It also seems like the 4-team pod model is also dead, which I'm very excited about, and that's something we talked about the other day. Now, the biggest questions out there as the SEC leans into this change is keeping the best rivalries intact, which is still very possible, and how the SEC championship game will be set up. It seems pretty simple to me, and there are other conferences already doing it. Just take the top 2 teams at the end of the year and let them play. Your tiebreaker system needs to be simple as well in case there's a tie. Head-to-head should take precedence like it always does if there's a tie-up at the end. And if there's no head-to-head, there should be tiebreakers implemented underneath that like we already have now with the divisions. Either way, the SEC is making the right move. And at the end of the day, don't we have enough division already? I'm going to go ahead and bring in my co-host, former Michigan quarterback, 6'7", 215 pounds?
Let's don't get into it.
Okay,
Yeah.
6'2", you look great.
Thanksgiving's around the corner.
6'7",
Man,
Thanksgiving's around the corner.
I put on a few. It's
Dude, you look great.
You look
good.
You
Those
look
ankles,
great, brother.
those are the ankles of a healthy man.
Look, I would sit here and tell you 230, okay, but take the over.
Take the
Take
over.
the over. You know what I
Take
mean?
the over. 231.
231.
231. Also, former Western State, Colorado wide receiver, and a man who just predicted that Lane Kiffin will be going.
I think,
to Auburn.
I think Lane's going to come to Auburn.
Why do you think that?
A couple of reasons. So you want to get into it? You want to get into it
No,
right now?
no, just real quick.
Money.
Little birdie tell you?
Money. Well, yes, but you're never 100% on these things for sure. Only one person really knows.
I don't know. That
That's Lane
tweet
Kiffin.
sounded pretty.
And the
100%.
cool thing about it, I kind of saw. Well, one, I just got to sit there and watch Ole Miss and Auburn fans just absolutely burn everything down. Oh God, they just came out of the woodworks. Every Ole Miss fan, just to go, if you go down that comment thread, you will have the time of your life.
Really?
Oh God, I promise you. I was literally laughing sitting in my apartment. But you did see Ole Miss fans, everyone come out and put that NIL thing to donate money to, which was kind of cool to see. They raised a bunch of money on NIL yesterday. I saw Mincy come out and tweet it, and it was just it was cool to see, but still.
It's panic.
It's
call that
panic at its highest, which is awesome. But I still think Auburn is going to drop an absolute bag on this guy, and they should.
Yeah, we'll see.
Either that or our main man.
Y'all know who I want.
Our
Yeah.
main man right here.
Hey, Hugh, would you take the Auburn job? Yes, that's exactly right.
That's gold.
All right, Cone, about the SEC going away from divisions, we've talked about this, as I mentioned, not only recently, but even last year.
Mm-hmm.
Like the division model, I never liked it. It doesn't make sense. And what are you going to do with Texas and Oklahoma? You're going to put one in the East, one in the West. Now, when it comes down to, the Alabama being able to play Auburn and things like that, that's obviously going to stay. There's ways to do that. And some teams are going to benefit from, playing certain rivals every year. And some teams, like Tennessee, congrats. One of your rivals is Vanderbilt. Yeah. You look at Auburn, it's Georgia and Alabama.
Yeah.
Great. Tennessee, it's just, it is at the end of the day, and it's the right move. And Greg Sankey, look, he doesn't say these things and then they don't happen. He is, when he says they're leaning into it, that means it's going to happen. The timeline is what I find interesting. Because you look at Texas and Oklahoma, when are they going to come over to the SEC? When are we going to see these changes? When will you scrap divisions? I think it'll all happen at once. Kind of like the transfer portal and NIL and all that other stuff happen at once. But I think it's the right move for the SEC. I don't like divisions, especially when you add more teams. And now you got to add more games. You need 9 in-conference games. But I'll say it again. The whole point, and I know the big money guys want the best matchups every week, but that's just not how it's going to work. The whole point of scheduling, in my opinion, inside of a conference is to have each team play each team home and away during a college career, and this can achieve that.
Okay, so it's interesting to hear you say you're more in favor of scrapping divisions the more teams that get added, because I can see it when there are fewer teams, like with what the Pac-12's doing, and I think the Big 12 as well. Right now, you have 14 SEC teams. You're going to add Texas and Oklahoma very soon. That would give you 16. I'm just looking at the standings right now in the SEC. Obviously, Georgia's unbeaten. They beat Tennessee, who only has one loss. LSU in the West right now only has one loss, one conference loss. Can't count the one in Florida State to win the conference. So if you add Texas and Oklahoma, is there a situation where you could have several one-loss teams and you're relying on a tiebreaker to go to the championship game?
Yes. I mean, that's what you're going to have to do. But, there's tiebreakers to win the division. I mean, you've had teams tie at the end of the day
but they all play
to
each
win
other.
division. They do play each other, that's true. But what I think is that at the whole crux of this thing, the whole goal of this thing is to get the two best teams to play each other at the end of the day. Well, if you have 6 teams in this division and 6 teams that, you may have 2 of the best teams in the same division.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to me, this gets closer to giving the best teams the chance to play each other at the end. It's not, Tennessee now is like, well, we got one loss, but the one loss is to Georgia, and they're the 2 best teams in the SEC, and we're not going to get in the SEC championship. I think it's going to help teams make the playoff in the SEC. Give more teams a chance to be able to make the playoff. But what I like the most about it, is if I'm a coach from a recruiting standpoint, every area of the SEC will get to see my team play. Because we have with divisions, when's the last time Texas A&M played Georgia? Like, you have teams that never play each other. They just never play each other. Now, I don't want to get into you'll have the 3 rivals and the 6 you play one year and then the 6 you play the next year. That's probably what they're going to do. But I want to see what Sankey and them come up with. But I do think this is the best way. And it just makes everybody a lot dumber when you say things like Auburn's in the West. They're literally in East Alabama, in the southeast part of the country, in the eastern United, coast to the East Coast. Like, it's bad. Look, Missouri in the East? Does nobody have a map? In 1990, or when they added Missouri, and I know they added Missouri and Texas A&M, so you're probably going to look dumb either way, but it doesn't make you look smart. Let's just put it that way. If you're going to have that, then don't call it East and West. I think that's where they screwed up. You need to call it not legends and leaders, I can promise you that like the Big Ten did. But I do like this move. I think it's the right move. But I'm going to tell you what else I like. I like feeling good, all right? I don't have time to eat a bunch of vegetables, even though Reed tries to make me, but she actually really does a good job making vegetables. That's the truth. I wanted better gut health. I was feeling tired and drained coming to work every day because Blaine just absolutely gasses me up all the time. I needed a boost of my immune system, and that, my friends, is where Athletic Greens comes in. And y'all, I'm trying to remember who put me on this. Did you put me on this or Blaine put me on this?
But I heard about it when Joe Rogan was talking about it, but I didn't try it at that time.
Blaine, did you put me on Athletic?
I did.
You did?
I think so, yeah.
Wow. It's like that time you tried to say you put me on Kendrick Lamar, like I hadn't listened to it. Like,
we're not walking down this road.
Yeah, like that was the biggest lie of all time.
You told him
I
about
put
Kendrick
Jake
Lamar?
on most of the music he listens to.
That is
but he just doesn't admit it.
A lie.
T Swift.
But I'm here. I'm here.
a lie.
I'm here to help. Not
Like,
hurt.
anybody that knows me or Blaine knows that is absolutely a lie.
Why would I lie about that, David?
I don't. That's the whole question. I think that's the real question we're getting to.
I just think
but at the end of the day,
just like the Athletic
at the end of the day, you can reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition, Blaine.
Yeah.
It's just one scoop and a cup of water every day. That's it. And to make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you, not just you, everybody, a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs for your first purchase. Throw out that Sunny D and take that shirt off, get a tan, baby. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/Crane and Company. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/Crane and Company to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. And we all know, guys, now it starts. Put it on the clock. I'm not going to say his name because we know what today is.
You said it in the ad, but...
This is flaming Flacco.
There we go. Okay.
Now it starts?
Now it starts?
We're too late.
No, after the Flaming Dreck.
We're 15 minutes into the show.
No,
This starts after the first word that comes out of your mouth.
All right, well, we'll make the rule. From now on, it will. But I like when it starts after that.
I would be willing to bet, using my DraftKings promo, of course, that no one else has ever dropped Kendrick Lamar reference in an Athletic Greens promo. I don't think
There's no
anyone else
way.
has done
Only
it.
on this show.
There's no one else.
Only on this show.
There's nowhere else.
It's like, what does he say on Saturday Night Live? He's like, this club has everything. It's like, it's got sea turtles riding lions. You know, a picture of Mark Ruffalo's son. Just got everything.
Oh, man.
Okay. Blaine?
Yes.
Yes! That's one.
Yes. We haven't even got 20 minutes into the show. Jake said my name 3 times.
No, I
3
haven't.
times.
Maybe 4 times. This is poetic.
Booster Club.
Poetic.
Booster Club. Mine's all over the place right now.
All right, we're going to start. The Texas Ed wants you to know that it starts at the monologue. All right? It
From
starts
now
at-
on.
Texas Ed.
From now on.
It starts
Okay.
at
From now
the
on.
monologue. Yeah, they're already saying you're at 4.
The
So
Booster
if you
Club.
took the over, that's a first quarter hit. That is a
That's
first
so wrong.
quarter hit. Let's go to Caleb Raudone. Probably said that wrong.
Yeah, that wasn't even close.
No, that is close.
Spell it.
No, I'm not going to do that.
That's exactly right.
All
It's
right.
Johnson.
Hashtag Ask Crane & Co. What is the one upset this week in college football you like? I can't really see many upsets.
There's
This
not a ton.
Who's
A
Vandy playing?
lot of people are jumping on
They're
this
playing
Western
Florida
Kentucky
at home.
-5.5 against Auburn. I feel like Auburn just again. It's. I don't think it's a trap game for Auburn because Cadillac's coaching every day like it's the last day he's going to be the head coach. So I think they're going to be focused and they love playing for him. The biggest upset this weekend. Part of me thinks Utah's going to win this game because Bo Nix is beat up.
You know, so let's talk about Utah. There's some chat in here about some. I think it was Hiking Elevator. It was like, I can't wait for these guys to talk about the SEC and Michigan and Ohio State. Never talk about Utah. So let's talk about Utah.
Utah. Talk
I
about
just
Cam
did.
Rising.
Yeah, I know. Keep doing it.
Yeah. I mean, look, again, Bo Nix apparently is hurt. He's focused and having fun. Still a chance to win the Heisman, but he's also a little bit beat up. But Utah really hasn't won a ton of big games this year. They're due to win a bit. You know, you lost early at Florida. You did beat USC, but that was at home, and I think we still got to kind of find out who USC is. And somebody in on YouTube is like, why is all this hatred for USC? I don't hate USC. Did they beat Auburn at Auburn when they were number 1 in the country preseason in 2003 with a freshman Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush? Yeah, but nobody remembers that.
Dwayne Jarrett, too, right?
Yeah, nobody remembers that.
What was the
Mike
final
Williams,
score
I
of
thought
that
it
one?
was.
No,
that
It
one
wasn't good. It was
that
like
one
23-0.
yeah.
Oh,
They got blanked. But
I remember.
I have no problem with USC. We have done nothing but say nice things about Lincoln Riley and what he's done in year 1. But again, I'm going to have to see them do it against good competition to believe that. And I think USC fans deep down know football. They know enough football. They've seen enough good teams. They've seen bad teams to know that the jury's still out a little bit. All right? They're still out there. The foreman's trying to gather all the votes. Everybody's nervous. Everybody thinks their side's going to win, and we're going to find out. But I think Utah does have a good chance to beat Oregon this week.
I'm looking at
Go ahead.
a couple games. Obviously, the Michigan game. All right, I do think Michigan win, but I think it'll be closer than what people think. It's 2 teams who love to run the ball. But the USC UCLA game, right? USC is on the road. You brought up USC. They are a 2.5 point favorite.
I think UC. Well, I'm not going to make my pick yet.
And they are a 2.5 point favorite in this game. It's on the road. I mean, UCLA would be a great home dog to pick, I think, in that game. And what about this Ole Miss Arkansas game?
KJ's going to play. Ole Miss struggles to stop the run.
Ole Miss is going to be on the road at Arkansas.
Distraction.
An Arkansas team who just came off a week of playing, I thought, well.
Defensively, they played about as well as I thought they could play. Now, it's
almost
going to
all
be
year.
cold again.
Yeah, so I would watch this game. And other than that, I think Tennessee handles South Carolina. I think Ohio State will handle
Baylor,
handle
TCU, we
Maryland.
giving Baylor.
That's gonna be
Baylor's
close.
due to play well, man. Blake Shapen is due to play well. He's really kind of let me down.
But other than that, I don't really see anything on the slate. People are saying UAB LSU will be a good game. I do think LSU wins that game.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a Super Bowl for UAB. Obviously, they're fighting for bowl eligibility too. And LSU, you handle UAB, you handle A&M next week, you are one step away. You really, if you think about it, LSU controls their own destiny. I mean, who would have thought that?
Which one does?
LSU.
Oh, yeah.
They really control their own destiny.
Can we all three agree that if USC beats UCLA, if they beat Notre Dame and they win the Pac-12 championship, that they're in the playoff?
Oh, for sure. You got to put them in.
Right? Or are you're not sold on that?
No.
So we're saying TCU goes undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it'd be Michigan or Ohio State.
It'd be Georgia, Michigan, or Ohio State,
or Tennessee.
TCU, and USC. I mean, if we're going to talk about USC, the Pac-12, I think, is a little bit better than the ACC in aggregate. I really think
This
it is.
season, I agree.
For sure, yeah.
This season.
I agree.
But I mean, at that point, a conference championship has to matter because you're looking at Tennessee, and there's not a huge discrepancy, I think, in those 14 when it comes to USC. I think USC could play with Tennessee. I do think Tennessee is a better team. I think Tennessee's a top 4 team in the country.
That over's going to hit. You best believe that.
If USC runs the table like that, I don't know how you don't put them.
You have to put them in. And I will be the first one to come on here and say, all right, USC's for real. I'll do you one better. If USC beats UCLA this weekend, and I know UCLA hasn't been as hot as they were when they started off the season, that would do a lot for me. Because UCLA plays a physical brand of football, and we're going to get into that in the keys of victory. All right, one more Flaming Dragon.
Okay, let's go to Revco250. What's up, Rev? Hashtag Ask Crane Company. Who are your predictions to win each NFL division? I asked on Tuesday, but you never got it on the show.
Let's go through the
Divisions.
Let's go through the divisions real quick. Let's go through them.
Right now.
All right. Do your little...
All right. Let's go to the AFC East.
AFC East?
Yep.
Run through
you got Dolphins, Jets, Bills, Pats.
Dolphins.
Cone?
We're doing the NFL divisions right now?
Yeah.
Give me the Dolphins.
Okay. Not the Bills, huh? I'm going to take...
I still think they'll get in as a wild card, obviously.
I'm going to take the Bills. AFC North.
Keep in mind, the Dolphins already have that win over the Bills.
Yes.
Remember when they couldn't clock the ball, and I think it was at Miami?
Yep.
Go through the list. Read the
Ravens, Bengals, Browns, Steelers.
Ravens.
Bengals.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to go Ravens. AFC South, Titans, Colts, Jaguars, Texans. Big wins by the Titans.
Titans.
Boys. Titans. Hometown
Come on,
team.
guys. Run away with
Let's
it.
go.
Run away with it.
Rabel and the boys.
Titans in that. Let's go AFC West, Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, Raiders.
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Oh, we're talking about a letdown?
Yeah.
Nobody's been that disappointed since Hunter Biden's dad.
NFC East. Well, he did turn out to be president. Eagles, Giants, Cowboys.
In Hunter Biden.
Eagles, Giants, Cowboys, Commanders.
Best division in football?
Possibly.
Give me the Eagles. Philly. Fly Philly.
Give me the Eagles as well.
Yep, give me the Eagles. Go. All right, NFC North, Vikings, Packers, Lions, Bears.
Vikes.
Give me non-mid, excellent quarterback Kirk Cousins.
All right,
division
I'm
winner,
taking
current Super
what he
Bowl
said.
favorite.
I'm taking the Vikings. Kirk Cousins is mid. NFC South, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Falcons, Panthers, Saints. Ew.
Oh, man. What a division.
Vanderbilt.
Is Tom Brady really going to figure out a way to win that division?
Yeah, well, I mean,
Right
yes.
now.
Can he? Yeah. Look who he's playing against.
Yeah, right.
They're
now,
5-5, right?
He's playing against.
He's just worried about how much he's getting sued.
Yeah, he's getting He's
don't
playing
think he's
against
worried.
Helen Keller State and Simon Birch A&M.
You came on. You did a commercial saying this is the safest crypto out there.
Yeah. Why'd you look at me and lie to me?
I will take. Give me the Bucks.
The Bucks.
Give me the
All right,
Bucks.
let's go NFC West. Seahawks, 49ers, Cardinals, Rams. Seahawks in the lead.
Seahawks are winning that division.
49ers.
That's such a good. I feel like the 49ers, but I'm going to say the Seahawks.
Ride with the Seahawks.
I'm going to say the Seahawks.
call.
The way Geno
Call.
Smith's been playing.
All right, I'm going to say the 49ers. All right, you want another
CMC,
one?
baby. Don't need him to ball this weekend, though. Claybin, don't do that. Derrick Henry played well. Aaron Jones played well. Off to a good start.
How many points did they put up?
Derrick Henry, 26.50, and Aaron Jones, 14.
Okay.
All right, let's go to Jessup Polk. Question for the fellas. Why is Jalen Hyatt not in the Heisman talks? His numbers are out of this world and better than Devontae Smith.
Yeah, he had 5 touchdowns
That's a
against
good point.
Bama. I think when you look at non-quarterbacks, right now Blake Corum has the best chance, but I do think Jalen Hyatt needs to be mentioned, and I do think he needs to be leading for the Biletnikoff. I do think that. I think you're going to see Jalen have a chance to win the Biletnikoff. His numbers right now are ridiculous. When I look at the most, because to me, again, the Heisman Trophy should be the most valuable player on the best team. That's what I think the Heisman should be, the most important player to the best team. I feel like Jalen's on the list, but he's not up there with some of the guys that we're looking at with, Drake May and Caleb Williams. You look at Georgia, they may be the best team, but you really haven't had somebody who's been able to accrue the numbers to be able to be up there on that list. So I don't know. Just keep balling. You never know how this thing could fall, but I think non-quarterbacks, Blake Corum's in the best shape right now.
And a little bit of it is brand recognition entering the season. I hate to say it because that shouldn't be a factor, but when you look at this, you look at the Tennessee team, Hendon Hooker's getting a lot of the shine when he throws a touchdown to
That's very
Hyatt.
true.
When you look at that Alabama team, who was playing quarterback then? Mac Jones just came in. Didn't have a lot of brand recognition coming in because Tua Tagovailoa just left the team and went to the NFL. Devontae Smith had caught that touchdown as a freshman to beat Georgia. in the national
Catapulted him.
championship. You know, so he had some brand recognition. So then the unbelievable season he has, when Waddle goes down, he's getting a lot of that shine over Mac Jones, who people didn't know, and even Najee Harris, who was also in the backfield. I think if Tua stays that year and puts up the same numbers as Mac Jones did, because he would have already had the brand recognition, Tua maybe wins that Heisman over.
That's why it's so impressive to see what Drake May is doing.
Yes.
As a freshman who's catapulted himself in his first year. Everybody thought Drake May had a chance to be good. I mean, but let's be realistic. I don't think even North Carolina fans in their wildest, best fantasies and dreams and whatever the hell else goes on down there thought that he'd be having the year that he's had.
3,900 yards?
He's just a special player. Just a very special player. Okay, let's get to keys to victory.
All right, keys to victory. Where do you want to start?
Let's go USC, UCLA.
USC at UCLA in the Rose Bowl.
I'm going to start with UCLA. This is a game where you got to line up and whip their ass a little bit. All right, I came on here and I've talked about UCLA's kind of been the anomaly a little bit in the Pac-12 and taking a page from Utah's book about physicality with Charbonnet and DTR, and even Jake Bobo is a physical guy after the catch. The defense trying to run around and get after you. Feels like they've lost a little bit of that with some of the struggles that they've had. Now, the Oregon game that they lost, they couldn't stop Oregon's offense, and Oregon got that surprise onside kick. So they kind of had to operate at warp speed, and it sped everything up and threw them off schedule. But I think USC's defense has been living off taking the ball away. I don't think this defense is good enough to line up against UCLA and stop the run and shut down DTR. If I'm Chip Kelly and I'm this group, there's going to be a lot of me turning the ball around and handing it to Zach Charbonnet and setting the tone early. All right, we may hang out on Rodeo, but this is going to be a rodeo is what it needs to be, because Charbonnet's downhill. DTR can be downhill. It's going to open up everything else. I think UCLA has to be physical. They need to be a bully. They need to be a schoolyard bully. They need to be the type person where when the other kid goes home, he's crying to his mommy and daddy and wants to change schools because oh boy's pushing me around and being mean to me, because I don't know if USC's defense has the guts to go to school the next day and hit him right in the nose. I don't know if they have that in them. And we're going to find that out. Offensively, I think they do. But defensively, I think they survived off turnovers. And now that if teams don't turn the ball over, especially a team with UCLA, I don't think they can stop them. Then on the side of USC, Caleb Williams has to be the guy. He's got to be the guy. He cannot start out bad. He can't start out like he did against Colorado, where he's overthrowing swing passes and things like this. He's also got to be very smart outside of the pocket. This is a game where probably is not going to be a defensive struggle, but if you turn the ball over and give that other offense another chance, you're going to be down by 14, all right? Or you're actually going to be down a touchdown. Or that game's going to be able to come back and be tied. If Caleb Williams can play clean, this can be a shootout. USC needs this to be a shootout. But in order for it to be a shootout, Caleb Williams has to be the guy that we all know that he is. He's got that dog in him. He's got that witch in him. He can improvise better than Ryan Stiles and Wayne Brady put together. All right, but he has to be that guy tomorrow night.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Blaine, what do you think about this one?
This is going to be a great game. I'm looking at the stars to show up at the right moment. Obviously, I mean, these defenses are virtually the same. What USC is giving up in the run game, UCLA is for sure giving up in the pass game. Mm-hmm. You can push the ball down the field against UCLA. Their pass rush isn't great. USC has a great offensive line. Caleb Williams right now is playing like a Heisman contender. You do lose Travis Dye for the year with the leg injury, but you still have good backs. You have Addison, you have Mario Williams if they're both out there healthy and playing. I think this game will be close. If I'm UCLA, I do stick to the run game a lot. I'm almost 60-40 in this game because, one, it keeps the ball out of that USC team's hand on offense, and USC is one of the best, top three offenses, one of the best team in the nation on third downs. Two, I think this game's going to be close, but I do like to give the edge to USC just because the way Caleb Williams is playing football right now. 31 touchdowns, I think 2 picks, just out of his mind. This offense can do whatever realistically they want, and this UCLA team is not a good team on defense.
Well, we'll make our picks in just a little bit. All right, number 21, Illinois at number 3, Michigan in the Big House.
Yeah, if you're Michigan, I think you have got to find a way to hit the home run. You've had a lot of doubles. You've had a lot of singles. You do an unbelievable job in the run game. I know that you want to run it. Everybody knows you want to run it. Blake Corum is a fantastic back, and I think that offensive line is unbelievably physical and does a really good job fundamentally of not holding a lot. They do a good job of not getting overextended. You don't have a lot of weight spenders on that offensive line. But at some point, and we talked about this yesterday, at some point, and I think it's a confidence thing as well, does Michigan have to hit home runs in the vertical passing game to beat Illinois? To beat them badly, yes. But I think it's more of a confidence thing down the road. Because you can get away with it against Rutgers. You can get away with it against Indiana. You can get away with it against a scrappy, good, well-coached Illinois team. I do want to say, Brett Bielema, my prayers sent. I know you just lost your mother. We're thinking about you. Condolences sent your way. You can get away with it against an Illinois team that is better than the ones that I mentioned, but you're not getting by Ohio State if you can't throw the ball vertical. And if you do somehow get by Ohio State and you get in the playoff, you're not beating Georgia. You're not beating Tennessee. I don't think you're beating some of these teams if you cannot challenge them vertically to be able to answer. And I get it. If they were to play Tennessee, they'd probably have a lot of success running the ball and limit possessions. But Tennessee can hit home runs everywhere now. 0-2 count, 3-1 count, 3-2 count, 2-1 count, 1-1 count, 0-0 count. That's just how they operate. And you made a great point. These games are played where? On turf. On turf when you get to the playoff. And it is a confidence thing, I think, for J.J. McCarthy. Because the last infinity stone that he needs to put on his Thanos ring is the ability to throw the ball deep. If he does that, he's got the whole bag. Daddy's got a brand new bag. I'm leaving out to go get milk, but I'm coming back because I still love my family. If you're Illinois, it's almost in the same vein. Make J.J. McCarthy beat you deep. You're going to beat us, that's fine. We'll run man. We'll run man free. We'll load the box, which I think there's a little common misconception sometimes in man, you think it's better against run, but in zone, you can react to run a lot more. In man, your back's turned. If you hit, he goes. That's kind of a worry there. But if you're Illinois and you're DC Ryan Walters, J.J. McCarthy is going to have to prove to me that he can beat me more than 15 yards down the field. I said it in the open yesterday. You got to load the box more than a fat kid who packs his own lunch every day. That's just how it is. That's how it should be. I think they're going to try it. Can they do it? I don't know. But Illinois needs to make this the way that Michigan wants to make this. It needs to be ugly. It needs to be physical. It needs to be on the ground, and that clock needs to tick, 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 tick. And trying to dribble the ball, dribble the clock out a little bit, and give yourself a chance at the end. Because if you're Illinois on the road at Michigan, that's all you can ask is for a chance at the end.
Michigan better not assume this Illinois team can't beat them. Don't assume they can't beat you, because they'll come in there and do it the way they've been playing.
Well, I look at this team in there. I mean, Michigan's just a better version of Illinois. All right, listen, Illinois legitimately is a 60-40 run-to-pass team.
Identity-wise.
Identity-wise,
Okay.
yeah. They're a 60-40 run-to-pass team. First of all, Chase Brown is his name, I believe. Right now, is he available for this game?
He's banged
out against Purdue with the leg injury.
Up last game.
Coach Bielema says he's trending in the right direction. That's fine. He leads the nation in total yards at running back. They run it 29 times a game. So, and they throw it 39% time.
They don't want Tommy DeVito out there.
You're going to get a Michigan defense that leads in total yards given up. Number one, I think 270 yards. Number one scoring defense in the nation. Giving up 70 yards rushing a game, like basically max. So right now, I mean, if you're Illinois, you're going to have to try to beat Michigan at their own.
Mike Morris looks like he's fighting Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Unbelievable, man. And not only has that defense really stepped up to the occasion this season and gotten better week after week, but Michigan has been winning the second halves of games. That's been the most impressive thing to me. Killing teams in the second half, which proves to me this coaching staff is going in at halftime, making the necessary adjustments to put your opponent away late in the game. That's what I love to see there. Number 4, TCU at Baylor trying to remain unbeaten.
Look, if you're TCU, you just got to keep the train rolling. I mean, there's no secret. You know who you are. And you've won in multiple ways. I know they got a little help from Quinn Ewers last week at Texas, but look, there's no such thing as an ugly win or a pretty loss. You either win or you lose. That's the way it works. I do think, though, getting back into that rhythm, TCU needs to get back into that flow. It's kind of like when you have a college basketball team that's really hot shooting at the beginning of the year, and they're talented enough to not shoot well and still win, but going into the NCAA tournament, you want to be shooting well. You want to be shooting a high percentage. TCU needs to get back to shooting a high percentage on offense. They need to get back to being explosive and having, Johnson and Davis and those guys be able to hit the big plays and doing the intermediate things and the small things. Excuse me. So I think TCU needs to kind of get back clicking offensively. Max Duggan has experience. That's why he's able to kind of will them through some of these situations. But you want to be playing your best ball going into that Big 12 championship. You got a Baylor team that's been kind of on the ropes, that's been sloppy, that's turned the ball over, an Iowa State team that has the most overrated coach in the history of college football in Matt Campbell. They treat this guy like he's Nick Saban. He's got the record of Butch Jones. I can't believe it. I never understand it. Every big job that opens, like, Matt Campbell's going to come in here and put stuff on the walls that says, wash your hands and say thank you and please and thank you. How about you win something that matters? Win something that matters. But I think if you're Baylor, Blake Shapen has got to start playing better. And, last year, watching him come in late and do the things that he did, it was like a preview of this year of a shortstop in baseball, team leader, something like that, and it has just not clicked. The defense isn't what it was last year, but when you lose what they lost, and they did return some, but when you lose what you lost, it's not going to be what it was last year. You thought the offense would take a step. They haven't taken a step. Blake Shapen, if they don't protect the ball, this one could get ugly.
A couple things I'm looking for in this game is one, TCU's one of the least penalized teams in the nation.
A lot of people don't talk about that.
Least penalized team in the nation. They only have 7 takeaways. 7 giveaways on the year. So they don't make a lot of mistakes on offense. But one thing TCU hasn't seen is what the best defense is in the Big 12, and they're going to see that for the next 2 weeks. Baylor, the second best defense in the Big 12. Iowa State, the first best defense in the Big 12. Baylor's really good at what? On offense, running the ball, and on defense, taking the ball away. Can Baylor first force TCU to make mistakes? If they do, I think they win. If Baylor sets the tempo on the ground, I think they win. But if TCU can settle in their offense and not make mistakes, this TCU team will come out with the number.
It's going to be.
You know how else you can win? You can download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. That's what you can do. And guys, we're going to get back to keys to victory, but the NBA is back. All right, college basketball is back. Basketball is back in general. College basketball is one of my favorite sports. March Madness, greatest postseason sporting event of all time. I don't care what anybody says. All right, so tip off the season with DraftKings Sportsbook, the official betting sports partner of the NBA. Now, new customers can make any $5 NBA moneyline bet and get $200 in free bets if your team wins, all right? So in addition to the usual bets, everybody can boost their winnings up to 100% with DraftKings stepped-up same-game parlays. You just got to go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, opt in, place a stepped up same game parlay right now. Just trust me on this. I love the SGPs. There's so many different ways that you can bet them and put them together. You can bet big money. You can bet small money. So you need to download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code BOOSTER. Do this for us and do it for yourself. Because like I said, any $5 bet this week, you get $200 in free bets, but you have to use Booster if your team wins. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with promo code Booster. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. Now, if you or someone has a gambling problem, all right, the crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER. Okay, you can call 1-800-NEXT-STEP in Arizona and all throughout the country. DraftKings, we use it all the time. That's what we use for the Booster Club.
I'm on it right now.
The Booster Club rides with DraftKings. All right, and we ride at dawn. Let's get back to keys to victory.
All right, keys to victory. Here we go. Number 13, Utah, at number 6, Oregon.
Upset alert. All right. Wow, somebody's definitely going to clip that.
That deserves to be clipped.
Yeah, I like Utah in this game. Cam Rising, Dark Knight Rising, same guy. I think Utah, with Bo Nix being a little beat up, will he play? Will he not play? Willy Wonka? Who knows? But I think Utah's physicality in this game, with what Oregon's been through, with a little bit of a beat-up quarterback, Utah hasn't won a big game yet. Sister Riggs, let's do this. All right? Let's do this. I'm with you on this. It's Friday. It's Flamin' Dragon Friday. I'm choosing violence. Give me the Utah Utes. Who? Utes.
He's already making his picks over here, man.
Yeah, I know.
What about you,
one,
boy?
if anything, I'm taking this game. One, give me the over. All right, I think Utah scored 40 points in the last 6 games, 5 and 6 games. So right now their offense is absolutely moving.
It's making sense.
Bo Nix has to play. If Bo Nix doesn't play, Oregon's not going to win.
Ty Thompson, I'm sorry, you got a good future, but it's not tomorrow.
Oregon, last couple of weeks, has not looked good. So they should be coming out ready to play this game. I think Dan Lanning will get these guys ready. So if I'm taking anything, it's going to be the over in this game. I think at least 80 points.
Let's get one NFL game in before Sunday. Cowboys at the Vikings.
This is the
God, know who
best
y'all
game
gonna
on the
pick.
slate. This is the best game on the slate. I don't care what anybody says. When I look at this Vikings team, I'm going to say what I said the last time. Give the ball to Dalvin Cook. If I watch you guys I get play action throwing it deep on 2nd and 1. I get it. What I don't understand is running play action again on 3rd and 1 and then punting. That's what I don't understand. Dalvin Cook is an absolute weapon. I mean, Zelensky's calling every day trying to get him over in Ukraine, and you guys won't hand him the ball. Justin Jefferson, alien witch. I've never used that term, but alien witch. Yeah. So some on alien planet, he's a witch. Okay, we saw what he's done, the crazy catches, 4th and 18. Adam Thielen, Haru, the great white ninja that continues to let me down in fantasy football. Guess who's not playing this week? It's you, buddy. But hand the ball to Dalvin Cook.
No.
It's that simple. Second thing, Cowboys. Dak Prescott. 2-2 since he's gone back. Cooper Rush doesn't know what that's like. But the defense has got to get back in their bag. Okay, against the Packers. Yeah. Y'all let Christian Watson, who's one step above Emma Watson, who did have 2 touchdowns last night, by the way. He really is starting to come on. But hadn't done anything before that. Got absolutely roasted by the Packers offense, who had struggled the whole season, including last night against the Titans and Mike Vrabel, the hometown team. What time is it? You know what time it is. But they have to get back, because I don't think, even with Tony Pollard playing well, and Zeke, and CeeDee Lamb, and Michael Gallup, and Dalton Schultz, I don't think Dak Prescott can win you a Super Bowl by the offense being the best part of the team. I think Micah Parsons can. I think Van Der Esch balling can. I think Diggs can if he's making plays on the outside. The defense has got to get back in their bag a little bit after a misstep against the Packers.
Especially that front four. That's the teeth of that defense.
Yeah. Talking about
everything
Parsons starts and ends up front. You know
I understand, but especially with them. I mean, Micah Parsons might be the defensive player of the year, so you've got to get home to Kirk Cousins.
Very true.
Game.
Don't give it to Dalvin Cook a lot. All right.
You're playing against him this week in fantasy?
You got Shapiro.
Believe me, I know. He had him and Justin Fields last week.
Oh,
Justin Fields closed his eyes, said Bloody Mary, spun around 3 times and ran for 200.
I'm playing against that, but every time I think of this, every time I watch the Vikings play, my eyes just go straight to Justin Jefferson. I don't know if it's the receiver in me or what it is, but I know this is off topic, but guys, realize how good that LSU offense was. It was Terrence Marshall, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and you have Randy Moss's kid.
And Joe Burrow.
So that offense was just absolutely freaky. But Vikings just, the half, I don't know how many games the Vikings walked into the second half down and came back and won.
Got to stop doing that.
You need the Vikings start hot early, all right? Get on the scoreboard early. You have a veteran defense. You have a veteran offense. You have 2 of the best weapons in football, realistically, in Dalvin Cook and Justin Jefferson. Let the guys go eat, play good early, and they're playing the Cowboys. If I'm the Cowboys, run game, set up my play action early. Defense has to show up.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the booster club.
Let's go to Daily Wire chat. Alex G says, first live chat, listen to y'all every day at work. Keep up the good work, fellas, man. That's what I love to come in here and see. Slay Dog says, Jake is the pun master. Binks McJinx says, I was checking out the merch and love the shirts. My biggest question is, why aren't you guys including the Daily Wire Christmas ornaments?
I want a Christmas ornament.
We're not included.
Wait, we're not in the
Hold on, who said that? Binks McJinx?
Wait a minute now.
Wow.
Binks McJinx.
Hold on.
What a
I'm gonna
handle.
make a call.
That's
and it's not to the Ghostbusters.
That's low down and dirty.
Wow.
Let's go
buy all the merch. We're about to take this thing over. Hey, Booster, we're about to just take this whole thing over. Just go buy it out. Don't worry. We'll be on a Christmas tree before this is over.
David Neflicamp, $5 donation. Consequence for the over on Flaming Dragon Friday. Only look at subscriber chat at Daily Wire Plus. Spend money to subscribe and go to Daily Wire chat. For sure, man. Get in there.
Yes,
go
get up in there.
Emmanuel C., $5 dono. Have you seen the Hall of Fame enshrine Justin Jefferson's Catch of the Year gloves till next summer? It's like a live Instagram story for the season.
That's dope. I love little stuff like that.
Yeah.
I love little stuff.
Austin Bailey, $5 dono. Does Hooker remind you guys of Deshaun Watson, or is it just me?
He kind of looks like him a little bit. I think their games are totally different. Hendon, we were talking about this the other day. Like, who is a comp for Hendon Hooker? Because you can call him Hendon Cooker. The way he's been cooking up defenses. But who is a comp for Hendon? Like,
a little bit more mobile, better, more mobile.
Jalen Hurts,
Jacoby Brissett. I don't mind the Deshaun Watson comp.
I don't hate that.
I don't mind the Deshaun Watson.
I feel like, I don't know. Maybe it's because their deliveries are in their body types.
Their body types are
like it just
similar.
And I know that style and body type can be 2 different things. You know, there's a better one out there. I feel like he's a more athletic Geno Smith.
Like a lot better Josh Dobbs.
I don't know. Josh Dobbs was pretty good, but there's a similarity there. Josh Dobbs is also smart enough to be a rocket scientist, so there's that. I like that. I like that, but I would go more athletic Geno Smith.
I actually want to ask that question when we get my buddy Nick on, who's coaching at Washington, because he coached Josh Dobbs when he was at Tennessee, and now he has Michael Penix Jr. And I just want to ask him to break down the difference in the.
I want to ask him: does Michael Penix Jr. have the best arm he's ever seen? Dude, I mean, he makes those. Dude, he threw a whole shot 45 yards down the field. I don't think people realize like that is a laser.
Tua is making it cool to be left-handed in the NFL now.
Yeah.
Left-handed quarterback. So Evan McCarville, $2 dono. Can the Titans get to 12 wins? Enjoy some of my winnings. All right, boys.
All right, they're at what, 6 now or 7?
7, I believe.
7. Wow, let's go through it real quick.
They're 7-3. All right, y'all ready?
Yeah.
This weekend they got Cincinnati at home. All right, the next week coming up, they got Cincinnati at home. They go to the Eagles.
Loss.
Cone?
Loss.
All right. They got Jacksonville at home.
Win.
They go to the Chargers.
Win.
They got Houston at home.
Win.
Cowboys at home.
Loss.
I think they beat them.
All right, go to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I think they sweep both those.
So 5.
That's the last game?
I think they win one out of those last 2. Yeah, I put them right
5.
at 12.
I still think
right at 12.
I still think Cincinnati might be able to beat them.
Here's the thing, just win the division. Like, just win the division. Like the over and I'm guessing you have maybe the win totals, the season win totals, something like that. Maybe it's at 11.5, something like that.
I think we
did that.
We did do that.
I have.
We need to take a show. A show of remembrance.
A remembrance show.
I think we should do that.
I have a lot of them saved. Hold on one second.
Because I looked at my West prediction, the SEC. It's not looking great.
Okay.
Dude, that's
Titans, man, the Titans over-under win at the beginning of the year was 9.5. And I had them at 10-7. I'm not sure what you guys had.
You just had your record?
We
got to go back. Dang it, I thought you had ours too.
Well, look at this. I have a whole page called Show Predictions.
We can go find it. Yeah, we can go find it. What's our
organization? Let's
go to Justin Decker. Says hashtag Ask the Show. Guys, what are your thoughts on tonight's college football? And I believe it was Justin Decker who said earlier, thanks for all the winning bets, especially you, Jake.
Is that sarcasm?
No.
Okay, thank you, Justin.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that at the end with bets because I am betting on college football tonight. After I do want to take this time though to thank Willie Fritz and everybody involved in the Tulane football program. I did not have to sweat out that bet last night.
Yeah.
Nothing is better than not having to sweat. The over 59.5 plus Tulane money line. I looked at my fiance at halftime. First off, told her I loved her. Thanks for dinner. And then I said, guess what? This one's hitting on the over, and you better get ready to win us $1,200 again this weekend. Now I expect.
What'd she say?
Now I expect she's ready for it. Look, Reed's about it.
Yeah.
She's 100% about it. I wouldn't be with her if she wasn't. Okay, let's get into rapid fire.
All right. First up, let's talk about that game last night. Titans 27, Packers 17.
You know, that was not an ugly, that wasn't our typical, what we've seen from Thursday night games where it's just an absolute just bleh, just gross, bad game. There was some nuance in that game. There were some interesting situations. The weather, we know it was freezing cold, but it just seems to me, and I want to take my hats off to the Titans defense. I know that the Packers made a little run at the end, but holding them to, I believe it was 9 points in the first half, keeping Aaron Rodgers at bay, field position was huge. But the reason I think that the defense was able to have that success is because that the offense was able to move the ball and sit on the ball. There was one drive where the Titans had the ball for like 10 minutes. They basically had it like 10 out of the 15 minutes scored. And I don't even think they scored on the drive. But they were able to run the ball and dictate the pace and the tempo. They kept Aaron Rodgers on the sidelines, and it always felt like the Packers were having to like go really fast to try and catch up, to like get in some sort of rhythm. The Titans are like a python, all right? They're not going to just fly out of nowhere, snap, bite you, let the poison kill you, quick strike, and you're dead. They're going to sneak down. They're going to wrap around you. They're going to grab you and squeeze you to death over time. And then at the end, they finish you. That is how this Titans team is. Similar to how that Georgia team was last year. Now, the biggest key from last night to me is Ryan Tannehill's ability to protect the ball. I know he had a 1 turnover, all right? But if he's able to throw for 250 yards, and they can continually have the offensive line who was out your center last night, which is the quarterback of the offensive line, and you're able to set the line of scrimmage like that consistently, Derrick Henry is gravity as well. I think the Titans won that game exactly how they wanted to win it. I think they know who they are, and I think Mike Vrabel gets a lot out of his guys. So it was a very nice performance by the Titans. And if you're the Packers, I mean, it's over, isn't it? Pretty much over. I mean, if you look at it, I mean, with offensively, Christian Watson looked fine. A.J. Dillon can't do it, man. Y'all keep trying to. Every time A.J. Dillon is a running image of Boston College when he runs the ball. I can tell you, I could know nothing about anything and watch A.J. Dillon run and knew he played. Have an idea he played at Boston College. You've got to get Aaron Jones more involved. All right, is it because he's on my fantasy team? Maybe, but he's also way more explosive in the pass game. I know A.J. Dillon's a good pass protector. Well, hell, if you want a great pass protector, put another offensive lineman in. So the Packers, to me, I mean, and look, I like Matt LaFleur, Peter's brother. I think he does a really good job. But the Packers don't have a ton of weapons, and the Titans just smushed them. They just smushed them.
If you want to see a masterclass in time of possession and ball control, watch the Titans yesterday in the second quarter. Yep. I mean, third down conversion was unbelievable. In the second quarter, I believe they ran 27 plays. The Packers ran 6, and 3 of those were just throwing the ball downfield to try and end the half. Basically had 1 3-and-out possession.
And that's so frustrating.
Oh, yeah.
You can't get into a rhythm like that.
You can't. And third down conversions, Tannehill was a big part of that. Another thing was a big part of that, staying out of third and long. At one point, the announcers were pointing out that Derrick Henry was only averaging 2.7 yards per carry, something like that through 3 quarters. But the Titans were staying out of third and long. So when you're looking at 3rd and 2, 2.7 is a first down.
Yeah.
And he was getting it time and time again. I didn't necessarily love the play called the direct snap on the 4th and 1 where they tried to trick him with Tannehill going to the sideline, but they got it.
They got it.
I would just
Derrick Henry threw a touchdown pass.
Yeah, that
incredible.
I don't know if I've ever seen a play like that.
What?
Where they just handed to Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry gets like half a foot behind the line of scrimmage and just tosses to the tight end.
Oh, you're talking about the
jump pass.
The running back jump pass.
No. I like that. I wasn't talking about that play.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
The one they barely got.
Yeah, and then they didn't get one down in the goal line. Remember, they got stuffed.
So that
everybody in the world knew what was going to happen.
That was the 18-play drive. So they had 27 in the second quarter off 2 drives. The first one was an 18-play drive. Took 10.5 minutes. So from 15 minutes at the start of the quarter down to 4.5 minutes, they got 0 points off of it. And the Titans not only play this style, but we were talking about in college football, Michigan plays this style. Georgia last year a little bit plays this style where you're not going to beat people usually by 30 or 40 points playing like that, but you're going to control the football.
You take their will. You take their will away from them.
So on that drive, they scored 0 points. And you say, well, that drive meant nothing. Yeah, it did because Aaron Rodgers didn't have the football.
And that defense was out on the field for 18 plays, having to do that hand-to-hand comeback. And how ironic is it that both the teams in Tennessee, the Tennessee Volunteers are on one end of the spectrum when it comes to pace, and the Tennessee Titans are on the exact opposite. Okay, the difference is like Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell when it comes down to identity and what you think's right. Like, it's just the two.
The Chicago Bears have a little identity like that. They don't do it as well, so they don't get as many first downs. Yes. They don't keep the ball. I mean, Justin Fields is getting them out of a lot of problems, but a similar identity.
Yeah, Chicago runs it more than anybody in the NFL. Yeah. Well, when you have a 6'4", 260-pound running back who can actually run, I saw
hammer.
They brought up a stat that throughout the game, all right, from the first quarter to the second quarter to the third quarter, I think Derrick Henry goes to like 1.8 yards in the first quarter to like 2.4 yards in the third quarter to like 3.5 yards to the fourth quarter. By the fourth quarter, he's averaging 5 yards a carry. Just know that, like, first of all, playing in the NFL is hard, especially when it's freezing and it was cold in that game. Imagine it being that cold and you have to tackle that monster for 4 quarters. You are making cornerbacks.
You're tackling a defensive end.
You are making business decisions in the second half of that game. Like you are, here, arm tackle.
I'm watching Jair Alexander
Yeah, I'm not like, I don't get paid. You might get paid $1 million. I don't even know if that's enough to tackle that thing from 4 quarters.
I mean, he's a freak.
He's a
the
monster,
only one
man.
like him.
And I think he's just getting better. He's getting better.
And he's come back. Here's the thing. You want to know how you know? Derrick Henry tore his ACL and he came back. He's the same guy.
All right, some other things here, rapid fire. The Eagles, talking about the Eagles, they had Ndamukong Suh.
They had to.
Yeah.
By the way, the Jason Kelce on TikTok,
I sent you.
after that you sent me, is one of the funniest things
funny.
I've ever. If you haven't seen it, Jason Kelce, I think Travis is on there too.
Yeah, they do
they got
do
a Brothers podcast. And it's because ran into our first roadblock this year. And then you can just see how mad he's getting. Like his face is getting red, and then he just screams the F word at the top of his lungs. It's just the timing is hilarious.
Made it perfect.
Did not know this until last week. Jason Kelce was a walk-on running back at Cincinnati.
I didn't know that.
And now he's an elite center.
Yeah.
Elite. So the funny story is when he talks about, too, how when Travis was at Cincinnati, the coaches called him because Travis got in trouble, like, as a young player, and Jason drove all the way to Cincinnati and, like, threatened to kick his ass. Like, that's what a good big brother does. That's what he does. But I just, I'm a huge Kelce family fan.
Yeah, no
Especially
doubt.
what Travis is doing for me in fantasy. And y'all laughed at me with the second pick.
It's not over. Bills-Browns game moved to Ford Field. Too much snow.
My bet's void. I was going to take the under. This is the softest thing I've ever heard. The softest thing I've ever heard. No fun league. No fun league. The snow is going to be 6 feet. Nick Chubb is 5'7". I want to see him running underneath the snow. That's what I want to see. So he's a pop out in the end zone. He's going to be like popping out of a cupcake. Popping out of a cake at a bachelor party. And Chubb's going to, they're like, there he goes. Like the NFL had this thing of like this mole or something underneath the snow. It's like Nick Chubb's raking away. Come on, guys. You think that back in the day, the NFL players would have moved it to Ford Field?
This is why every new stadium that gets built is going to be domed inside.
Not only can the owners do more
things,
you know what the sad part is?
Football being played outside will be a thing of the
What
past.
are the MAC schools? The MAC schools are going to play?
It's sad.
The MAC schools are going to play?
One day, we're going to look back and be like, remember when we used to play football outside?
Yeah, and some dude was like, oh, well, these people that are calling it the No Fun League that it's being moved, do you know what it's like for people to drive around in a blizzard in a city?
Yeah.
How do you think they're going to get from Buffalo to Ford Field, genius? Were they going to teleport? We are the dumbest, like, when it comes down to it.
Soft or not soft?
How much snow?
6 feet of snow.
They're going to call it thunder snow.
Player safety.
They're calling it thunder snow.
Does player safety get involved with this?
Well, okay, rain.
Player
If it's
safety.
raining.
Let's just don't play.
Yeah, just don't play
Don't
anymore.
play football.
If it's lightning, I get it.
Player safety, man.
If it's lightning, I get it. If it's a tornado, I get it. If it's a hurricane, I get it. If Jake Gyllenhaal's having to call his dad to come get him from New York, I get it.
If we can't turn around and hand the ball off or catch a ball and it doesn't sound like the Scooby-Doo run, then I don't think we should play there. All right? If we can't run 5 yards without slipping and busting our ass, we shouldn't play there. All right? I want to see a game, not people tripping and falling for football.
You know
So
what
you're
I don't
down for the
understand about
indoor
Blaine?
stadium.
You know what I'll never understand?
No,
I think I know
still
what you
understand
steroids in
baseball.
baseball.
He wants fights
in the seventh inning stretch.
All these things.
Yeah.
But he doesn't want to
don't
play
let
in
it
too
snow.
much
Levels.
snow.
There's
Don't let it
levels in
snow.
this, right?
Don't let it
Meek Mill,
snow.
there's levels. I don't mind. I loved watching the Western Michigan game. Coming from a guy who had the under in that, that's fine. Those players could play, right? They're running around. The hell, I had 150 yards in the first half rushing. All right, I'm just saying if it's to the point where it's out there and everyone's slipping on a banana peel, then no, they shouldn't play. 6 feet of snow, thunder snow, guys.
Yes.
If there wasn't a lot of snow, if there wasn't 6 feet of it, I'm down.
Thunder
if the
snow.
players could actually run, I'm down.
How do you know they can't run?
This is what I'm asking. All right, I'm asking a question. How bad, if it's 6 feet, all right, throughout the game, is it going to be snowed enough to where these guys can't even play? Are they running in water? If it's that, then yeah, move it. If they can play and it somewhat resembles a football game, then yeah, that's fine.
You know, it's times like these where I like to quote the great philosophers from Creed. You know, I'm 6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking, maybe 6 feet ain't so far down. Maybe you could learn something from that.
Hey, but next one, your boy Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
AL MVP
There he is.
and Paul Goldschmidt NL MVP.
Goldie.
Don't take the nerfing
Goldie
against that
deserved
guy.
it. Goldie
Yeah.
needed it.
Ran
too.
away with it.
Goldie needed it too. Aaron Judge, it's a no-brainer. True home run, regular season home run champ. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody says. True regular season home run champ.
Shohei
He
was
deserved
second.
it. And
Future Yankee.
or Dodger. You're probably right. That's the sad part. Aaron Judge, and do you see where they're talking about there's some improper contact or something going on with Aaron Judge? Did anybody else see that? Like some tampering between Aaron
Is there
Judge and the
tampering?
Yankees or something?
Did they tell you anything?
I don't know, but I watched Yasiel Puig bet a baseball game for the last 3 months. So,
Dude, Yasiel, that's going to be a 30 for 30 one.
What's he doing?
oh, dude, he illegally betted for like baseball.
He
bets.
Pete Rose it, but even way worse.
Like every day.
Yasiel.
Like bet every day.
No, Yasiel came over here on like a raft making
Yeah.
Pepsi cans.
They snuck him out of Cuba in the middle of
Yeah.
midnight, didn't they?
Yeah.
He's
He's like, hold on, throw him a baseball. All right, yeah, put him on the raft. We can do this. A cigar, put him on the raft.
So let's see. What else did I have? Baseball. Oh, we need to talk about this Arkansas dunk. Do we have
Yes.
that Arkansas dunk?
Yes. I forgot who it was. Who sent us this yesterday?
It was
None of the show. Wasn't Revco?
Cones High Water Pants.
Cones High Water Pants, I believe. Let's watch this. So they're playing South Dakota State, and Brazil from Arkansas is about to do a great thing that people in society do, and he's going to adopt someone.
Yeah, this is called baptizing somebody.
Yeah, let's go ahead and play the clip. Going to sign the adoption papers.
It could very well be that who has
Go working it around the wing. If you're on audio, you need to come see this.
Talk back.
Right here.
Oh, God.
Like,
Where's your parents?
Yeah.
Where's your parents? Where's your dad at? I want to fight them.
13 rating on that.
Oh my God. Dude, look, snapbacks and tattoos.
From here?
Snapbacks and tattoos. He cocked it all the way back.
From here, though?
No chance.
Like, he cocked it all the way back.
No.
He cocked that one back like he's throwing a Hail Mary.
Hey, they had a nice little cover, though.
They did. And Eric
didn't have
Musselman in
cover.
Arkansas, and I want to point at something out that Eric Musselman, one of my favorite coaches in all of sports, said. Last year at the beginning of the year, Arkansas was giving up their three-point percentage. Again, it was like 43%. They really struggled. This year, I think it's like 23%. It's something he really focused in the offseason. You ask NBA scouts which coach prepares their players the most for the NBA, or top 3, top 5, and it's Eric Musselman because he does it on purpose. And it's not just schematics and stuff like that. It's everything around. I think the man is brilliant. He's embraced social media. I'm a huge Eric Musselman fan, and I think he still has a J-Boy show.
Hey, he's a fan of the show.
Yeah.
He's a fan of the show.
I loved watching Arkansas play basketball.
I remember what I was going to say here. Aaron Judge's 60-second home run ball.
Yes.
All right? The guy who caught that turned down $3 million, and now it's headed for auction.
Smart. Make a bid for it. Turn it into a bidding war. You want the best way to do business or on yourself? Turn it into a bidding war. It's like Lane Kiffin right now. Pit Auburn and Ole Miss against each other. Smart. All right, boys, start dumping money in the well. We're going to see which one fills up faster.
Smart play.
Smart play.
Long game. All right. And you're going to get a lot more than $3 million for this ball in auction.
Yeah, and anybody that says, oh, you should just give it to him, grow up. Have you put gas in your car yet or tried to go buy anything from the grocery store? I mean, I got to pay a troll under a bridge and then have to fight my way through the vegetable aisle to be able to run out there with a zucchini and half a squash right now.
All right, last one.
It's like North Korea.
Last one. I have a little update here on the Max Verstappen Red Bull situation.
Yes.
Obviously, it's teamed, right? His teammate is Checo Perez. Checo's been a great number 2. When it's team rules and Checo needs to let Max go in front so that he can win races or win the Drivers' Championship, which Max is, he always does it.
So he's Cal Naughton Jr.?
There was a situation, exactly. That's how it is with a lot of these teammates, you know, with Bottas and Lewis Hamilton at Mercedes. He won championship after championship.
Blaine loves Bottas.
He loves Bottas. There was a situation here at the last race where the team rules on the last lap were for Verstappen to let Checo Perez go in front of him, not to win the race. I think they were in 6th place, something like that, but to finish 2nd in the Drivers' Championship so Red Bull could finish 1-2. Max wouldn't let him pass.
This Checo is my thing. So let me ask you this. If he would let Checo pass him, how would he finish ahead of him?
I see where you're going with that, Ricky Bobby, okay?
Well,
but can the team finish 1 and 2? You've already won. You've already won the Drivers' Championship.
I want to win again.
In Max's defense, how am I going to defend Max?
If you don't chew
he
big
did
red.
say it was on the last lap.
Pretty easy to defend Max. Pretty easy to defend Max.
You're a winner?
I want to win the race.
But here's the thing. Checo let him go in front earlier in the race on team rules. So Checo's like, I already let him pass on team
you're
rules.
Soft.
Yeah, you need to Checo yourself in the door and maybe
not a good teammate.
Checo, you're. I mean, look.
Look, are we racing? Are we racing or not?
Can I say
couldn't
something?
imagine being this number 1 in a race and someone piping in and is like, hey, Max, we're gonna let Checo slide.
Max, they're like, Max, would you slow the hell down? Well, here's my thing. I don't like teams in racing. I don't like not that I don't like Red Bull sponsor somebody, but I feel like you sponsor one person. I don't feel like there should be multiple people. Defeats the whole purpose to me. I don't want a racing team. I don't want 3 guys on my team racing. I want to get in the car and I want to go fast and I want to finish first. That's the whole point of racing to me. You need to have one sponsor, Wonder Bread sponsor, and this guy. Hooters, shout out our boy Chase Elliott. Red Bull in Formula One wants to sponsor Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen. Then nobody else. Don't have 2 racers. Yeah. I almost said racists. 2 racers on the same team. It's stupid.
2 races on the same team.
Don't have 2 races. Don't have 2 races together.
Checo, if you win, how am I supposed to win? Well, I was just thinking maybe you could slingshot me one time.
Yeah.
But if you win, how?
That makes sense.
Could you imagine a quarterback on the winning drive? It's just like 6 for 6 going down. They get on the 5s. They're like, hey, Aaron, we're going to put Jordan Love in.
Aaron, we're going to run it the rest of the game.
Hey, that's just Formula 1.
Formula.
Sound like a dog with peanut butter.
Oh.
Speaking of that, let's show the people a little. You want a little huddle up right now?
Hey, let's huddle up. Let's huddle the team up.
Huddle up.
Go out there and do your thing.
Huddle the team up.
All right, let's play it.
All right, huddle up. We're in 11 personnel here. Let's go. Speed break Dino, float right bunch, Z on, 120 throwback Dixie special, or Purdue a slush. The Tennessee Titans ran this play against the Denver Broncos for the go-ahead touchdown in the second half. Let's break it down. We're under center here, and we got 11 personnel. That means one running back and one tight end. Float right bunch, Z on. This is our 3-by-1 formation to the boundary. The Y sets our strength. The Z and the X are going to go with him. Z is on the ball, X is off the ball. A goes opposite, and he is on the ball. 120 throwback. This is our flea flicker off of inside zone. We're going to hand Derrick Henry the ball downhill. He's going to toss it back. The H and the Y are both involved in pass protection, and this becomes a 7-man pass pro. Dixie special. The Z is going to sell run here. We want to show that block, and then we're going to creep up the sidelines there. The X is on a clear route, and it's mandatory that he cross the free safety's face to hold him in the center of the field, which is exactly what Robert Woods does. The backside A is on a go route, and that's a mandatory outside release so we can get that corner's head turned. This is a specialty play that's vulnerable against an 8-man pressure. So we're going to use a dummy cadence here. We're going to come to the line. We're going to see if the defense will give us some information, because if we get an 11-up dog blitz or any sort of threat from a front that we don't like, we're going to go ahead and kill that play with a double move for our slow go seam package to the A there. Ended up the Titans didn't need to do that. They were able to stick with the flea flicker here and hit Nick Westbrook-Akine for a beautiful touchdown down the sidelines. This is 11 personnel. Speed break Dino, float right bunch, Z on, 120 throwback, Dixie special.
Great stuff right
Yeah,
there.
That one's going to work.
Fantastic.
That one's going to work.
That was going to work. No, the joke is we used to, when I was coaching, and the offensive guys would be in there drawing up whatever Dr. Seuss stuff they're trying to come up with. You just pop in there and be like, no, that's never going to work.
That's never going to work.
But the cool part about that play, too, and I want people to understand this, is you get so much crossing in offenses. You do that for a reason. That when they crossed on the stalk and go, and then basically we used to call it the steep to get the free safety's face. The DBs ran into each other. That's like sometimes you get a casualty kill there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just one of the reasons why crossers always scared me to death, whether it's mesh, which we see all the time in the air raid and stuff like that. But that was fantastic, David. That's one of my favorite segments. I'm going to install a base punt. I'm going to go special teams to start off next week. But that is an absolutely fantastic segment, my friend. All right, if you want to watch the rest of this, all right, you can listen if you stay here. Head over to the Daily Wire Plus. I'm going to say something, too. We just hit 1 million subscribers on Daily Wire Plus. All right, which is fantastic. But like Jeremy Boring said last night, we're going to blow this thing up, all right, to 100 million, 200 million, 1 billion. It doesn't matter. We're going to get there, I believe it, but we can't get there if you don't do it. A great Christmas present to give somebody. Tell them about Daily Wire Plus. Get them a subscription to Daily Wire Plus. Trust me, the content's unbelievable. Jordan Peterson, Candace Owens, a lot of people, and us as well. You know, if politics isn't your thing, come check us out. It helps us grow as well. I'm telling you guys, there's so many big things happening here, and there's so much positivity. You want to hop on board. So remember, you can listen to this podcast as well on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get them. Subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and share it with your friends. And go to Daily Wire Plus. Like DJ Khaled said, we taking over. Hey everybody, my left leg is totally asleep. It is 100% asleep. Now it's waking up a little bit. Okay, I was walking like a peg leg, like oh boy from Pirates of the Caribbean. The Black Pearl. Mailbag. Booster Club, I'm sorry, Cone.
Yeah, it was
Audible. Speaking about that, kill the play. 11-up dog blitz.
Can. We want Booster Club.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to go through about 3 comments of people saying how right I am. So I'm going to enjoy this. Let's go to Cone's Leather Book. All right.
Hey.
Says Blaine is right. Oh, great. I love when people say that. Says I like some weather, but 6 feet of snow is basically a hurricane for not.
Do we not have anything? Oh, what? There's no snow plow?
Okay.
I'm not asking you to get a Zamboni out there. Like, we can't plow the snow. Did anybody watch Western Michigan and Central Michigan? It looked like the pile of snow was so deep in the end zone, it looked like the Ice Queen lived behind it.
They played Blaine.
All right. Mr. Tumnus was playing around
Let's
in
go to Tempo. He says, I agree with Blaine. God, this is great. 6 feet of snow is just trash from an entertainment standpoint. Not a toughness argument, just not tuning in.
You would not watch an NFL team play.
I would be tuning in.
I don't
wanna
believe
see
you.
it.
Tempo, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. You love football too much, and you would definitely.
I don't believe you, Tempo.
All right, what else? Who else? What the three out of the
God, there was another one that was, oh, yeah, mine over Miller. Because I don't say this much, but Blaine is absolutely right. You put an E on my name, I forgive you, but I won't forget. All right, let's go to the YouTube chat. Let's go to Steve. Steve's Action Figure Frenzy says, guys, speaking of merch, just got my CNC t-shirt today.
Saw that on Facebook.
Let's go, Steve.
Go buy that merch out.
Man.
We need a Get Off My Lawn shirt.
Yep,
That's right. Send in one of those tickets to customer service saying we need to Get Off My Lawn shirt.
Spam them as much as you can. Ben Coakley, $5 donation, says, I'm
Ben.
camping out at the Auburn airport after the Iron Bowl so I can see the first to see Dabo get off that plane.
We need a lane, not a loser.
Dabo.
Let's go to Caleb, $5 dono. He says, what school is running back you? Alabama produces beasts like Henry, but Georgia's got some dogs too. Also, my last name sounds like Reardon, but good try earlier.
Okay. See, if we're going to call a school, to me, if we're going to refer to a school as wide receiver U or DBU or QBU, this has to span a lot of time. Like, this can't be a last 5 years thing. You don't get the moniker of DBU or RBU because of what you did in the past couple of years. And in reality, if we're going to call a school RBU, is it not Oklahoma?
Interesting.
Over time, here's what we'll do. We need to set a year on it. Okay? Do we want to start just after World War II like everything else?
My gut tells me Georgia, no? Georgia running back U?
I mean, they've had a lot of good ones. Auburn, though. Like, you could call Auburn running back U.
Yeah.
I mean, Bo Jackson, Joe Cribbs. I mean, I could go down the list of running backs.
I mean, hey, we were talking about the other day, the Buckeyes.
Yeah.
The Buckeyes list of running backs is impressive
sure.
as it gets, man.
That's a great question. You know what?
So when it really comes down
right
to
now,
it-
in the comments, who is RBU? Write down who you think RBU is and why.
So if it really comes down to it, so it really comes to your mind, Bama, Georgia, Ohio State. Since 2011, 10 tied running backs have been selected in the first 3 rounds of the NFL draft, including Brian Robinson Jr.
That'll help.
In the 22 draft, 2 have won Heisman trophies. 4 of the NFL's top 15 rushers in 2021 came from Alabama.
Yeah, how does Brian
Alabama
Robinson
recently.
Jr. How does
2011, since 2011.
Since 2011, you have to go Alabama. Even Alvin Kamara's out.
Well, here's what if we did it? What if you did it by like spans, right? So like from in 20-year intervals.
Because Texas has a claim too.
Yeah, from like 1960 to 1980, from 1980 to 2000, from 2000 to 2020.
That's how you'd have
Should
to
it be
do
20 or 10? I just
I don't
depends on
know.
your criteria.
Probably 20 years. I mean, yeah, Texas with Earl Campbell and Ricky Williams, both Heisman Trophy winners.
It's a great question. It really is.
Let's go to Jessup Polk. What's up, Jessup? He says, Burks was a difference maker last night. He's not A.J. Brown, but he's going to be the catalyst for the Titan offense.
Yeah, well, he needs to make sure he shows up to camp in shape.
Yeah.
Went and got him for a reason.
If he'll take care of his body, his hands are as big as that traffic cone.
I mean, I think that's still one of the best picks.
He could choke a giant.
Yeah, that's how you know the Packers are just an absolute disaster. Cody Nason, 95, the Graphic King, says, #AskCone. How about that ASU performance against Michigan? Or the Sun Devils for real?
The Sun Devils blew Michigan out yesterday in that tournament. Blew them out. It was bad, man. It got ugly. I didn't watch much of it, but yeah, it got ugly.
Arizona State always has a witch or two. They always got like somebody like with a cool name. His name's like
I'm
Cookie
telling you, man, that's
Johnson,
Pac-12 basketball.
Or like Smooth Butter Tony. It's
Smooth
they came
Butter
to play,
Tony.
man.
Yeah,
and that was the line. I was trying to find that line yesterday to take Michigan because they played so well the night before against Pitt, and Arizona State had lost
7.5, wasn't it?
Yeah, it ended up being 7.5, but I couldn't find the line. Thank goodness. Not that it mattered. I went 0 for 2 yesterday, but hey.
Hey, I did too, bud.
I still love you.
Yeah.
You do?
Cone's High Water Pants says, chat collusion. I'm not on Team Blaine on this, but he won't read it.
Ooh.
Cone's High Waters. There he is.
Yeah, there it is. Show him. You show Footnut?
What now? Read it on the show. What are you going to say now? Let's go to B Hilton 157. What's up? He says Miami is definitely running back you.
Miami?
There's an argument for that.
There's a span of time where that is correct. For sure.
Crane Crazy CBA 12. Who's the best running back from Oklahoma? Is it Adrian Peterson? Georgia has better guys than that. What do you have? Adrian Peterson. You had Murray.
You had Adrian Peterson. I would put as the best. But if you go like back in the day, Oklahoma had some monsters.
Mm-hmm.
I know George Rogers was South Carolina, I believe. But they had some dogs back in the day. Archie Griffin, Ohio State, two-time Heisman winner as well. Coney, you brought up the Buckeyes. All right, Flaming Dragon, one more.
Let me get two in real quick. Texas Ed says Pete Rose needs to be reinstated.
Yes.
Maybe the good thing that Robert Manfred does as commissioner. Robert Manfred should do that.
Well, he said he's going to leave it up to the. And I actually somewhat agree with this. I can't believe I'm saying the words Robert Manfred and I agree in the same sentence, paragraph, or page. You have the Hall of Fame board, okay? I don't think it's Robert Manfred's decision alone whether Pete Rose goes in the Hall of Fame. I think you got to go to the board, which Rob Manfred's on, and take a vote. Guys, let the man in. Let the man in. He bet on his own team to win. Y'all are Calvin Ridley in this guy, man, for years. And years and years and years and years. It's ridiculous. And then the team that Calvin Ridley bet on his team to beat just picked him up. Blasphemy. You should be able to bet on your own team to win. Not spread.
False.
Money line. Not spread. That's where it gets iffy. Money line. Only your team, not the other team.
All right, let's go to Daniel Buzz. You guys don't have time. Wish I could read all these. Says, ask the guys if Stetson Bennett if he wins out, will he win the Heisman?
No, doesn't have the
And
number.
who will play Stetson Bennett in a movie, and what's the name of the movie?
I think you'll have. Oh, this is a good one. Here's what I think. Stetson Bennett, I don't think will have the numbers to win the Heisman, but I think Georgia's going to win the national championship. And it will be a movie where it's him reflecting on his life. Rick Moranis will play the old him, all right? The old him reflecting.
Moranis.
And then Joseph Gordon-Levitt would play him in
it's just called Stetson.
In Georgia Days.
It's called Stetson, a true underdog story.
It's called Bend It Like Bennett.
I would
Spin it like Bennett. That's such a good.
Spin
write that
it
down.
like Bennett.
We got to talk to some people.
Two actors I'd go with. One, Adam Sandler, just because it's Adam Sandler. I think that'd be hilarious. Two, I'd go Dylan O'Brien. You ever seen that movie, those like 8 Maze movies they made?
Oh, I can see that.
Dylan O'Brien. I don't know why.
The Maze Runner? Or the whole
Maze Runner, yeah.
The whole movie's just like
all
the
8
last
of them
movie.
Is just getting out of maze.
Like, man, we're in another maze.
I'd probably name it like Against All Odds.
Yeah. Like, I'm just always in a maze.
Charles Moore says, at what point do we bring violence into this? Kind of like how this is starting. Like, if Jake says the B word from 1 to 3 times, he has to take Reed to an art museum. 4 to 6 times, he gets thrown off Cone's lawn. 7+ has to stand the whole show while replacement Cone sits.
Look, I'm down with that. But we have to make the rule. When does it start?
Beginning of the
Put it
show.
on the Liberty.
One, 2 things I need to change. We got too far into with the flaming dragon bell or the gong. That needs to be earlier in the show. So either right before your monologue or right after your monologue is when it should start.
Okay.
Not 15 minutes in the show because you already said it 3 times.
Okay, here's what we'll do. The minute I get done reading my monologue, and then I bring in the intros because that's when I say your name. I say Cone's name, and then I'll intro you, and we'll play the gong, and it'll do the flaming dragon.
Beautiful.
Thing. Good? Deal?
Beautiful. Yep.
Okay.
Beautiful. All right, hashtag Ask Crandon Company from Devin21. Not actually a question, but just want to say congrats to Blaine for breaking Auburn Twitter yesterday. Some people just want to see the world burn. And on Twitter, I'm one of those.
So are you saying you don't have any sources? You just made that up?
It's a prediction.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a prediction.
Well, you kind of Vicky Valancourted that thing.
That's what made it good.
Oh, man, this Liberty helmet's
That's
sweet.
what made it absolutely just perfect.
Okay, let's get to bets, and then we're going to get to back to the Booster Club.
Are we making our picks?
Oh, we're making our picks. Let's do it, Cone. Let's do it. I'm sorry, man. I'm excited about these bets.
All right, TCU at Baylor.
I've got to go with TCU. Baylor hasn't proven enough to me that they can't turn the ball over. TCU has found ways to win, looking left, looking right, looking up, looking down, still undefeated. Time to go to Titletown. Give me TCU.
I just can't keep picking against them, Dave. Every time I pick
Can't
against
do
them,
it.
I win. So,
Horned Frogs.
I'm going to go TCU Horned Frogs, baby. Let's go.
TCU, I love it. Let's do it. Illinois at Michigan in the Big House.
I think that a lot of me this week has thought this is going to be a close, ugly, low-scoring game. I think you have a team that has veteran players at very important positions. I know JJ's a young guy. I think Michigan defensively may shut Illinois out. Give me Michigan 31-3.
Ooh, Blaine?
Whew. I like Michigan in this game.
Illinois is not playing well either, guys.
Yeah, I like Michigan in this game. I think I don't think this will be close. I think Illinois will probably score more than 3. But give me a 34-10 game.
Good.
Yeah.
Boys in blue. Oklahoma State at Oklahoma. Bedlam.
Spencer Sanders, I think, is playing. If Spencer Sanders plays, I'm going Oklahoma State. I think this game is going to be a little more high scoring than what people think. I know Dylan Gabriel and Oklahoma's offense and Jeff Lebby is the OC there, has shown the ability to score points. I like Oklahoma State at home. Mike Gundy, he was a man when he was 40. He's older now. So what does that make him? A legend.
Blaine, who are you going to take here?
Spencer Sanders is not expected to play Saturday.
Okay. Don't trust the backup quarterback, but still give me Oklahoma State.
I'm taking Oklahoma. Give me Dylan Gabriel, Jeff Lebby, and the boys. Come on, man. Get one under your belt.
Look, picked Oklahoma State to win the conference. That's not going to happen. What do all their losses have in common? At TCU, at Kansas State, at Kansas. Tomorrow they're going to be at Oklahoma. So
It's on the road.
I'm going to take the Sooners.
I thought Oklahoma State was at home.
Nope.
Changing mind, Oklahoma.
Give me the Sooners.
Thought it was at home.
All right. Utah at Oregon. This is you called upset on this.
Yeah, look, it's upset alert. Wee-oo, wee-oo, wee-oo. Arnie Palmy alert. Give me Utah. Bo Nix, a little bit banged up. I love the physicality of Utah. They haven't won a big game yet. You could say USC, but USC still got to prove it, guys. I'm not on the USC bandwagon yet. Give me Utah, going on the road, in Autzen, getting a dub.
Blaine?
I'm trying to find out if Bo Nix is playing in this game. It's kind of up in the air. If he plays, I like Oregon to win this game. I think Oregon's a better team. I know Oregon's kind of slid in the last couple of weeks, but this game is at Oregon, correct?
Yep.
So I like Oregon in this game. It's going to be super close. Take the over in this game, but Oregon by 3+.
Yeah, and I don't hold that Washington loss against them. We've talked about Washington all year, Jake. They're a good football team. I don't know. Obviously, I'd like Oregon better if Bo Nix plays, but I'm going to ride with the Ducks.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're
ride
not
with the
holding
Ducks
it
in
against
this
them.
one. Huh?
I'm glad you're not holding it against them.
I'm not holding it against them.
I'm glad.
I'm glad, yeah.
You're
glad. I'm glad you're glad.
I'm glad
All
you're
right.
happy that I'm glad.
Game of the weekend. I'm stoked for this game, man. I'm stoked for this game. Number 8, USC. At number 12, UCLA.
Go ahead, Blaine. Flaming Dragon.
Oh, okay. There it is. Well, you lost that bet.
I didn't finish it. I've got to finish
get
it.
over it.
So I can't say anything that starts
Build
with
a bridge.
BLA.
You
I
said
can't
my
say
name,
Blaine.
Jake. You said my name.
I can't spell
I'm not walking
blasphemy.
I'm not walking down this road. This is in a White House press conference. Give me, this game's going to be close. I think losing Travis Dye is a big deal. But I think the difference in this game is the star power of USC, and that's Caleb Williams.
Really?
I think this kid's good enough to win the Heisman. I think he can run with anybody in the country. Close game, but I think USC's defense makes a play late in this game to seal it.
Really? Man, I love the way UCLA plays football. I really do. I think Zach Charbonnet is one of my top 3 favorite backs in the country. USC is going to offset that by having the best player on the field, which is Caleb Williams. I think it's a pick 'em. I'm going to take USC.
Come on,
stay unbeaten. USC figures out a way late to beat a more balanced UCLA team on the road in the Rose Bowl. They want to make the playoff, boys.
Caleb Williams, stud, Heisman contender. Jordan Addison, Blitnikoff winner last year, transfers over. Mario Williams Jr., stud at Oklahoma for Lincoln Riley, transfers over. All the weapons on the outside. But deep down, I think UCLA's got a little more bully in them. I think this will go back and forth. I think the last team with the ball is going to win this game. And I think the last team with the ball will be UCLA. DTR makes a big run to put them in field goal position. They kick a field goal, walk off to win it. Give me the UCLA Bruins brewing up a dub.
A week ago, I think I would have said the same thing. The Arizona loss, how do you feel about that, Jake?
I feel like UCLA looked ahead to this game. That's what I feel like. And I think Jaden Delora is a lot better than what people think. And I think Arizona's offense is a lot better than what people think. The defense has been atrocious, but I think UCLA overlooked them. I think they're embarrassed about what happened. That probably cost them a chance to be in the Pac-12 championship game. But what's a great way to get yourself back in contention? You get the tiebreaker over USC, who already has one loss in the conference, to Utah, a team that you beat.
Yep. They did do that. I mean, UCLA certainly has better wins. They beat Washington. They beat that Utah team that USC lost to. The loss on the road at Oregon, we talked about that. But then, slipped up against Arizona last week. I'm so excited for this game. I don't get into, I don't care about conferences, guys. We have to watch this SEC team or
I just
for this
love
Big Ten
football.
team. I just want to see great college football matchups, and this is going to be one.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. All right. Any
Today's
more? Is
bets?
that it?
That's
Who
it.
do we like Arkansas Ole Miss this weekend, just for
What's the spread
kicks
on
and
this?
gigs?
Anybody know the spread on this game?
I think it's Ole Miss -3.5, somewhere around there. Am I wrong?
I'll take Ole Miss.
Way to find out.
If KJ Jefferson's playing and that weather's really cold, I know that kind of favors Ole Miss too, because Judd
+2 Arkansas.
+2
Over under 64.5.
I feel like
The
Ole Miss-
Arkansas, because I just want Lane to lose games, so he'll come to Auburn.
Jackson Dart panicking late in that game last week really kind of threw me off a little bit. He totally hit the panic button. I like Arkansas in this game.
Yeah, give me Arkansas.
Give me Arkansas in this game at home. Give me Arkansas at home. All right, bets tonight. Here's what I got, okay? I'm going a little double up. Really excited about hitting the college football one we talked about last night with the SMU and Tulane, a game where SMU just looked just anemic on offense. They had guys running wide open. They were dropping passes, or Tanner Mordecai would overthrow. It was just a weird game to watch SMU struggle like that. And then defensively, Tulane just ran through them like the plague. So give me first two-teamer. San Diego State -13.5 against the New Mexico Lobos, who are probably about to fire their coach. Really have struggled. I think they've lost 7 straight. Offensively, the word challenge doesn't even begin to explain it. They rushed for 44 yards, I think, last week. Just an absolute disaster. Somebody sent some FEMA trailers in the Red Cross down there. So give me San Diego State -13.5 and the USF Tulsa under 62. Jerry Bohannon, the Baylor transfers, not playing for South Florida. All they're going to do is run the ball. They're trying to run this season out. Tulsa as well. I think they've underperformed this year. That coach is a little bit on the hot seat. I think this under is going to hit a lot of running the ball at under 62. So those two combined are +178. Then my second one's going to involve the same game. Give me Tulsa -10, only because I don't think South Florida is going to be able to score a lot of points. And San Diego State -8. That's at +120. Let's hope. Let's hope, let's hype, let's hope.
I like it. I'm going to take a little 2-game parlay with those same ones there. San Diego State, my good friend, Coach Brady Hoke. I'm going to take them -13, and I'm going to pair it with Tulsa money line.
Ooh.
That's going off in the plus money at +100. Now, we were talking about Pac-12 football. I want to get some action on Pac-12 basketball tonight. UCLA, USC, and Stanford all to win. Money line, that's -149.
Flaming.
Yes, give me San Diego State to win, but between the margin of 11 and 20 points. All right, so 11 through 20, they can win that amount. That is +240.
So if they win by 3 touchdowns, you lose.
If they lose by anything less than 11 or more than 20,
They win.
or win by anything less than 11 or more than 20, I lose.
Gotcha.
Then give me a little two-teamer. Tulsa -6.5. And give me the over at 57.5 at +150. 0-2 yesterday, boys. Really wish that kid would have got tackled at the 1.
I remember that. I know. You talking about Hilliard?
Yep.
Believe me, I had Derrick Henry too. Me and Reed were watching that, hoping for you. All right, Baby Cone wants Bama -20.5. Brandon Miller's an absolute stud. It's going off at -110. And then USF at +17.5. That's going off at -165. You get a big run game. I think we can all hit. I think we really can all hit in all our bets. All right, Cone, what do we got over there?
We got, what do we got over here? Nothing. We're good. We got to it all.
In here. We can always go in here.
We got to it all.
Cone, your
Really?
wife's using my government name
What'd she say?
in
Tanner?
the chat.
What'd she say,
She's
Tanner?
whipping out my govy in the chat.
Wow, it's dangerous
I'm not
game.
too
In what
about.
context?
She said, well, Jake can't call me Blaine, so just call me Tanner.
Oh, that's a brilliant idea.
That's in the same,
think that makes
same
it
realm.
worse.
If you call me that, that's actually double.
Oh, really?
Double
You'll burn it
studio
down.
burn down?
In Hunting wants you to know the hype is real and tell Jake I will have receipts if USC wins.
Okay, that's fine. But look, I'll say this. You can say a lot of things about a lot of people. That man is consistent.
He loves,
Okay,
he loves
that man
the
is
Trojans.
consistent.
Yeah.
All right, I respect it.
Let's go to Sister Riggs. Says, I want to see great matchups that don't start at 9 p.m. Looking at you, Pac-12 After Dark. Sister
Yes.
Riggs, please do not come after my Pac-12 After Dark games.
You're the
my funnest
anomaly.
games.
You're Blaine's like that commercial with the family because they don't get cell service because it's so crowded. They wake up in the middle of the night and they're really kind of like vampires. It's like, we don't say the V word. It's pro-lunar. I'm not pro-lunar. But I will stay up and watch those games. Do I feel it a little bit extra the next morning? Yeah, I'm not going to lie.
No. It hurts.
It hurts.
It hurts.
It Jalen hurts. Poll?
Jalen Hurts, yeah, poll. All right, it's got brought up earlier. What is better, Whataburger or In-N-Out?
Did I answer this question on the radio yesterday? I'm going to say, so I've had In-N-Out burger twice, and I've had Whataburger a lot. Obviously, look at where I live. I think the animal sauce puts In-N-Out over the top. I think it does. Now, if Whataburger were to have some, like, maybe animal sauce or, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, mammal sauce, you could be back in it because Whataburger does make a good burger. But In-N-Out with the animal sauce and the experience of a Southern boy out in California, I'm going to go In-N-Out burger.
To give a legitimate answer for myself and what I think, I need to sit down with both of them and do a taste testing and actually get down to that. I've had both of them. I need a bigger sample size from Whataburger. I've had In-N-Out several times. I'm going to go In-N-Out as well. What percentage did you have?
I'm going to say
I'll go
me
percentage
In-N-Out burger 58%.
57.
In-N-Out. 37.
A lot of Whataburger fans in there.
I like Whataburger a lot better than In-N-Out.
What do you like at Whataburger?
Everything.
Is it Whataburger or Whataburger? Because we've always called it like almost like Waterburger.
I say Whataburger.
I say Whataburger.
I'll try it today.
Hey, next time you go to Whataburger, ask for the Hulk off the hidden menu. They got a hidden menu at Whataburger.
Armum says, hashtag ask Crane to come to Root. Does Brian Harsin ever coach in the Power 5 again? Brian Harsin has, USF written all over.
We don't say that name around here.
Go coach in South Florida, man.
I think he's going to take some time. Auburn's paying him a lot of money. I think he's just going to go work on cars and tell people how good he is at stuff he's not really good at. But we appreciate you guys. Make sure you find us on social media. Subscribe to Daily Wire Plus. Turn that notification bell on, and also sub to the YouTube channel. Just all of it. Go check out that merch too. We need a Christmas ornament. I'm getting down to the bottom of this, right? Let's get down to business, Mulan style. And the chances of the Packers being explosive on offense, we're going. Gone.